So I'm going to start this video off by saying, if you like The Acolyte, fine. If you disliked The Acolyte, that is also fine. And if you were in the middle with it, you didn't love it, you didn't hate it, you're the bravest of the bunch, and that is personally fine as well. And don't go and harass any of the people that we're going to be talking about. I don't condone it. It's what they want, and we're trying to prove these people wrong with how they are going about the situation. But what is the situation, Brideriser, here you ask? Well, if you haven't seen my last video, which, if you want to watch it, feel free. It's the last video before this one. It is half an hour long, so if you have the free time, or stick it on in the background while you're doing something else, that's fine. But if not, I'll do a little recap. So this whole just like demonetized free YouTubers situation to do with Star Wars, all stemmed from The Acolyte Season 2 not getting renewed. Which prompted a hashtag renew the Acolyte movement on Twitter. That fucking failed. Change.org petition, which has completely fallen off the face of the earth, because change.org petitions don't fucking work anyway, at least for the ones that I've seen. So this basically led someone, I don't know who it is, I think some people have traced it back to who they think they did it, but in my personal opinion, this was an effort between quite a few people, because there was no way a single person would go out of the way to do this. Considering the timeline of events that I'm going to try and piece together at the beginning of this video, I think quite a few people had a hand in this. And yeah, so this led to a letter, ransom note, manifesto, which was spread around by big Star Wars YouTubers, in particular Molly Damon from Star Wars Explained, which is probably a big one, and Katon, who I personally think is a massive idiot, especially some of his tweets that he's put out about this. And yeah, and then it did reach YouTube. We will get into YouTube's response. But first of all, I want to go through their sources, which I've watched all of these videos. The racism and bigotry that these people claim is either not in these videos or it's taken out of context. So yeah, and also all these videos, it is people just giving their opinions on why they don't like the Acolyte, which, in my personal opinion, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with me, that's not going against YouTube's terms of service. There's no targeted harassment campaign, which I'd argue anyone who shared this letter around did do a targeted harassment campaign, because, well, we'll get into how this all came about, and the timing of this is very interesting. So let's get into the timing. But yeah, whoever put this together, I do recommend you do A-level or GCSE history, or at least take a history lesson, because you need to have sources to back up your claims, and they need to be very, very good, and they need to not prove your point wrong, which all these things do. So I do recommend you take a lesson in history, you absolute clown who put this together, because, well, I went through the letter anyway, but in my opinion, it's not done very well. But if you want my opinions on the letter, we read through it in the last video. But let's get into some tweets. So what we want to do is we need to go to Rewriting Ripley, and we'll go through YouTube's response in a minute. So this came out, this is my time, UK time, this video came out just before 3 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock in US PST time, I do believe. I could be completely wrong. But this is Rewriting Ripley putting a video together, which is just them saying their opinions on Star Wars, essentially. But because Rewriting Ripley don't agree with these people, it's considered harassment, which I don't like. How people, you can have different opinions with each other, and if they don't agree with you, it's harassment. Don't get that. Very, very weird. Mental gymnastics, I guess. Probably the wrong term, but anyway. So this video came out just before 10 o'clock, American time. So, and then that letter started going around just after 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock in my time. If that's not a targeted harassment campaign against Nerdrotic, Ryan Kinnell of Arcade Outpost, and Geeks and Gamers, I generally would love to know what is. It is just fair. All they have done is said why they don't like the Acolyte. Have they been inflammatory at times? Probably. I'm going to probably say yes. But again, that's their opinion. If that's the way they do content, fair enough. I don't watch any of these guys. But the stuff that I've seen from them, especially in this situation, where they actually have evidence to back up their claims that they're not doing any form of harassment against actors or people from Lucasfilm or any fans of Star Wars who like the show, they've been able to debunk it. So, yeah. So, Rewriting Ripley got a response from YouTube saying, "Thanks for reaching out, just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up," which they harp on a lot about in their response to Rewriting Ripley, because that's not what they asked for, but who gives a fuck. If one video's okay, then all of them are okay, in my opinion. We totally understand that you may not agree with this decision, but we review this video very carefully against our policies. Also, first of all, very, very rare for YouTube to ratio someone, so well done Team YouTube on a successful ratio. Very well done. But Rewriting Ripley weren't happy with this. At Team YouTube, this is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns by proving saying this video when there are 10 videos in question. Again, in my opinion, if one video is okay, then all of them are okay. I thought, all those videos were fine. Of those 20 videos that were in that fucking ransom note, my god, I spent an hour and a half going through those videos because you did not put any timestamps. That was really annoying. Please put timestamps, but I think if you put timestamps in, that would show that all those clips, or nearly all of them, were taken out of context. So I think that's probably why timestamps were left out, but it would have made YouTube's job so much more easier. However, thank you for confirming your inability to take safety seriously. My god, if these people in charge of YouTube would be an extremely boring place. Extremely, extremely boring. And, well, opinions wouldn't be allowed on there, let's be honest, because they've taken the Anakin Skywalker line, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy, very fucking literally. And it's kind of insane and funny at the same time. But here's the scary part, because nothing's going to come of this. You and your advertisers will be hearing more from us soon. And this was tweeted 5 days ago, haven't had anything since, so I don't think Rewriting Ripley is going to be responding to this anytime soon. Also, the person behind Rewriting Ripley, I do believe, used to work at Lucasfilm, or is. It is one of the two, and I could be completely wrong. But that's from my understanding. I could be completely wrong. And if I am, please correct me in the comments. I welcome it. So that response upset a lot of people. I think my favourite one was this one from Grayson, Minute Nerd News. This guy, oh my god, you need to get a fucking life. Hear this. I've been reporting these channels since 2018. Oh my fucking god. Get a fucking life. I've reported thumbnails. Oh my god, it's a fucking thumbnail. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about a thumbnail? That's the most important thing in a YouTube video. Or on a YouTube video, I should say. Because I guarantee you, half these people do not understand how YouTube works. The most important thing, right, we'll go in order. Most important thing on a YouTube video is the thumbnail, then the title, then the video itself. Because a thumbnail is the first thing the human eye picks up. Then the title, and then you click on it if it's something you might be interested in. That is how it works. I've reported blatant breaches of TOS. I've read emails. I've spoken about it on social media. I've made videos. I have done everything in my power to remove this bigotry. Have you? Fucking hell, man. I'm so upset. YouTube doesn't agree with me because I like the Star Wars show and these people don't. I'm so upset. Why can't everyone love the exact same thing? Because if everyone loved everything the same way, my god, this world would be fucking boring. But that was my favourite response to this. It proves that these guys are wimps. They can't handle criticism of a show that they like. And they're idiots. I've just said it, but yeah, that was my favourite response, definitely. But we have some more, which I've had to... Well, Master of the DTS, shout out to him, because dude's been great at just archiving tweets from these idiots. He's doing an amazing job. So shout out to Master of the DTS on Twitter. I'm not sure if he has a YouTube account or not, but... yeah, my god, has he been doing a good job just archiving all of these insane batshit takes. So here we have Molly Damon of Star Wars Explained, who, my god, is hemorrhaging subscribers at the moment right now. I think for a week they consistently lost 1k subs. Well, yeah, 1k subs a day since the middle of last week. That is very impressive. I have not seen that many subscriber losses in a very, very long time. Just to be clear, I did not write/create this. You more than hell pushed it. So you got to take accountability for that, as I'm going to blow my nose real quick. So yeah, Molly Damon, she more than hell pushed this. I think because she's tied to Star Wars Explained, she was definitely the biggest one pushing this ransom note. Or letter, whatever you want to call it. This is what not taking responsibility for your actions looks like in a tweet. She's not taking any responsibility. She's deflecting. Oh, but it's because she didn't write it. She can't take responsibility for it. You pushed it. You were one of the biggest people I saw pushing for this to go through. And then when I called it out, you blocked me. You're a pussy. And the other accounts who posted it before I did, again, does not absolve you from any responsibility from this. You still pushed it. Not sure where the credit is due. I believe Star Force 1 and Annie Kestis, they found at least the first person who posted it. They don't know if it's the person who wrote it. I do think that letter was a combined effort. I really, really do. And then, obviously, it got posted all at the same time, which, in my view, is a targeted harassment campaign. And then we've got another one. Thank you for all the love and support over the past few days. It means a lot. Oh, I love you guys. Apart from everyone who disagrees with me. I never started any sort of campaign. You pushed it. Why is that so hard for you to understand? You pushed a letter trying to get 3 people demonetized because they don't like a fucking Star Wars show. That is what this all boils down to. They are upset. People are upset. These people get views and subscribers just because they don't like a Star Wars show. But it all comes back to money. They're upset that Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Arcade Outpost, they are upset that those three guys get money just because they don't like a Star Wars show. It is fucking pathetic. You more than hell push this, Molly Damon. You more than hell push this. But you're trying to absolve yourself from accountability just because you didn't write it. I just agreed with and shared 2 images that were created and shared first by another podcast who I guess wants to remain anonymous in this. Fine if the guys who pushed this first are anonymous. That is fine, because Annie Kestis wants to as well. They don't want to bring hatred towards the people who made this letter, because again, proves that argument right. Love y'all should have put in brackets anyone who disagrees with me because the Acolyte rules. Personally disagree with you, Molly, but hey ho. So yeah, she is not taking any accountability whatsoever for pushing that. Which basically brings me on to Star Wars Theories video. He did a 37-minute video basically exposing Star Wars Explained. Now, I will say this is all from Star Wars Theories' personal experience. So this is from his perspective. I doubt we're going to hear Star Wars Explained's perspective. But the one thing that stood out in my mind is that Alex from Star Wars Explained was losing sleep because Star Wars Theory was getting more views than them. I find that a little bit weird. Again, seems to always come down to views and money for these guys. A little bit weird, no? But that's the one thing that stuck out in my head when I watched that video. And, well, that's very interesting, I should say. And now we're going to get on to Carl Katon, who is, again, another person who has quite a substantial following, also pushing the Ransom note. It's a tweet from last year, and it's amazing that he seems to no longer stand by this. So it's a Wikipedia. Always remember, it's okay not to enjoy everything in Star Wars. What's not okay is telling others what they can and cannot enjoy. This is the way. Do you not stand by that anymore, Kyle? Do you not stand by that anymore? Because you seem to be in favour of, well, everyone getting demonetized on the Star Wars YouTube community, because that way, well, Nerdrotic and, Geeks and Gamers and Arcade Post, they're not making money, but then everyone else isn't making money. He thinks that would be a net positive, which I hate to disagree with you. Yes, they wouldn't make any money, and yes, the videos will get fucked in the algorithm because of that, because YouTube don't like pushing any video that's demonetized. It wouldn't stop the opinions from these people that they don't like the Acolyte. They would not go away. That demonetization letter wouldn't achieve anything, in my opinion. It really wouldn't. And then I saw a video from Simon Talks Star Wars going over the demonetization letter, which, oh my god, that video was fucking painful to sit through. I think the most painful part was when he said, it was something along the lines of, oh, you're not allowed to change your opinion immediately. What the fuck? I'm going to debunk that right away. Right. Star Wars The Last Jedi. I went to see that. I saw that film when it was in cinemas with a bunch of friends, and there was me and 2 other people in my group that really, really liked Star Wars. One of them really liked it. One of them didn't like it, and I was just like, I don't quite know how to feel about it. It's like, I don't love it. I don't hate it. And then when it came out on DVD, I watched it again just by myself, and yeah, I was just like, yeah, I don't like it. Is the time frame of that not enough? Because he said that opinions need to be formed over years. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. I'm going to give you a Formula 1 example. Whenever an incident happens between 2 drivers, Sometimes I say, oh, it's this guy's fault or it's the other driver's fault, but then a replay can come out from both their perspectives and I say, oh no, it's actually this guy's fault. Opinions can change very quickly, because when he goes on about Star Wars Theories Deleted review on episode 9, because at the beginning he liked it and then he didn't like it. Why are we not allowed to change our opinions anymore? Why are we getting demonized for changing our opinions? Why? Again, I would love to talk to a couple of these people just to try and understand them. I would love to. So the invitation's out there. It will always remain out there, because I can't see this situation dying off very soon. Unless, like, I don't know, like, something needs to happen. I don't know what though, but something needs to happen to get it drilled into these people that if someone disagrees with you, that is okay. It needs to be drilled into them, because this is where the whole thing stems from. Because these people are upset because other people don't like a fucking Star Wars show. That is what it all boils down to at the end of the day. And I think I've rambled on long enough. So, in summary, I didn't like The Acolyte. If you did like it, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you, because we can like different things. And Katon is a moron. Molly Damon doesn't take any responsibility. YouTube, shut that letter down. The Acolyte's not getting renewed for a season 2. And you lot are just going to have to cope with it. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it. If you disliked it, that is also fine. And if you like this video, check out some of my other content. I don't usually do this stuff very often, but it's nice when I do. And if you did like my other content, turn that red subscribe button to grey. I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.